If you're in your late 20s and you're looking at the job market, which looks absolutely terrible right now, and you're trying to find a way to package the skills that you already have into a sellable online offer so you can generate more income, I'm going to walk you through exactly today how I've been able to do that exact same thing where I took a skill set where I worked as a growth operator in different online businesses and turned it into a revenue positive online business where I've been able to close people on ticket sizes like this for my business. And we've crossed 100K 2 months ago in online sales. And it's allowed me to work with really, really cool people from across the online business space, but also in the small to medium business space across the US and Europe. And it's generated me amazing testimonials that I use to really juice up my marketing so that I can get more clients. And basically, in this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly how you can do the exact same thing with three main promises. Number one, I'm going to walk you through exactly how you can identify a high value skill and then package it into a sellable offer. And finally, I'm going to walk you through exactly how you're going to market that offer to start generating revenue. So, a lot to go through over here. Let's buckle up. All of this is going to be a condensation, or it's going to be a collection of all of the experience that I've learned to launch this business. And I'm going to try to communicate in the best way possible where you can replicate the same steps that I did over here. So, the first thing is that you want to identify a high value skill. So, contrary to popular opinion, we all have skills and competencies. Maybe some are less valuable in the market than others. For example, if you don't work full time, I'm sure that you've held somebody accountable before. I'm sure you've helped somebody work towards their goals. I'm sure there's something in you that has delivered value in one way or another. The goal here is for you to be able to identify some of those skills, which is going to be the basis of your offer. We want to work backwards from the skill because that's going to generate the demand that we want for the offer. Share a few examples. For example, we have my friend, I said it twice right there. I need to watch out for that. But anyways, here's my friend Saul Hyde. I knew Saul when she quit his consulting job in London, very cushy job, earning around 70 to 100K per year. And he went all into this online business game. And he was completely broke in the beginning, but then managed to build his way up to 100K per month online offer. And he now helps other people working in the 9 to 5 in London, in the UK, do the exact same thing. His ability to go from nothing all the way to making 100K per month is a high value skill that other people in London want, which is why he does so well. Here's Gabe over here. So, Gabe, across his agency and personal brand, has managed to generate over 1 billion views on his social platforms. So he's now helping business owners go viral on social media. And if you're a business owner, going viral is super, super key because it generates insane amounts of traffic for you and your brand and your products. And it ultimately translates to more sales or just more recognition in the market. So that is a very strong offer that he's managed to generate from an existing skill that he had, which was content creation. So there are three categories that specialists usually have to monetize their skills. The first is obviously technicals. So this is everything related to if you've built funnels, for example, if you've worked in a big marketing agency, you ran big ad accounts, that is a technical skill that you can package up. Automation, systems, SOPs, anything that is kind of operational, gets into the nitty gritty. That is high value because look at software developers, right? They are the definition of technical ability and they get paid a ton of money, especially from AI companies, for their skill set. And I just want to really take a pause here as well is that if you're working full time and you're getting paid a salary, you're already getting paid for a skill set or just your time. So you're getting value for the value that you provide. And the same thing happens in online business or entrepreneurship in general, where you're getting paid for the value or time that you have to for other people. And the only difference is that you're not receiving a salary. You have to go ahead and find your salary by acquiring clients. But coming back to this is you can also package a skill into coaching and consulting related to fitness, mindset, dating, or productivity. The list really goes on over here. If you have information that has helped somebody grow or receive value in a certain way, other people will want to have that value as well. And you'll be able to package that up into a coaching or consulting offer. Look at a PT. A PT knows their way around the human anatomy, they know how to generate muscle, they know how to lose fat, and they coach people into achieving that same end result. And the last one is very similar as transformation based, is where if you helped anybody achieve a measurable outcome, whether it's B2B or B2C. For example, if you helped a small business transform from earning 10K per month all the way to 100K per month, that is a transformation. For example, what Saul did, which would be in high demand. So there's many ways you could package your skills. So what you'd want to do over here is go ahead and sit down and list all of the assets that you have in your life right now. I'm going to tell you a quick story of how I got into all of this, which was that when I was in university, I was a complete degenerate. I was very nihilistic. I had a big victim mindset, and I was drinking every day, and I was very depressed. And long story short is I realized one day that I had to make a change. And I remember this very clearly where I was just sitting on my bed, eating McDonald's, watching Rick and Morty for the fifth time. And I realized that I had no real life skills and I wanted to become an entrepreneur. So I had a deep session of just sitting down and identifying every single thing that I was good at. And I came to the conclusion that I was getting good grades at university, which means that my skills in writing were well respected. I had clear validation from the grades that I was getting. So, what could I do to help the market? I turned into a copywriter. And that led me to become a marketer. And that led me to become a growth operator where I worked in the back office of all these different businesses. That allowed me to kind of blossom my skill set into what it is today. But it all started from identifying what I was good at. And if me, a degenerate 18-year-old, could find out something he was good at, you can as well. So the next thing is once you've identified that skill, you now want to package it into a sellable offer. So first things first is we want to get one thing clear is that a skill is what you can do. No one's going to pay you for your skill. They're going to pay you for your offer because the offer is the result you can provide using that skill. People pay for results. Look at plastic surgeons, all ads related to plastic surgery, nose jobs, liposuction. You don't see what they show in their marketing is the end result of somebody beautiful because that's the type of end result that will attract their future clients. It's the same thing with the offer. So skills only become valuable when attached to a specific problem and desired end result that people want solved. The market pays for outcomes, not effort. I want you to always think about the outcomes that you can provide because a nice analogy that I like to use is that when you buy a plane ticket to, let's say, Bali and you're living in the UK, you're paying for the beaches, you're paying for the coconuts, you're paying for the warm weather. You're not paying for your check-in at the airport. You're not paying for you waiting 40 minutes at the gates or sitting 30 minutes in the queue for immigration. Nobody wants that. Those are steps that you need to take in order to reach a destination, but you don't pay for those steps. You pay for the outcome. And the way you want to package your skills into an offer is to use the one sentence offer formula, which is the simplest way for you right now to be able to create an offer today. And that is the I help specific person achieve specific outcome in a time frame. It can also add using a unique mechanism. You want to take the skills and the people that would most benefit from those skills and fill in the blanks in this formula with the data that you have. And once you have that, you've got yourself an offer. And I'm going to tell you a quick story about what types of offer work the best when you're selling high ticket. And by high ticket, I mean above $1,000, which is when things become less of an impulse purchase and more of a considered purchase. A mentor told me that there are four end results that people will pay more than $1,000 for. And these are more money. So if I give you $1,000 and you give me back $5,000, I'll pay a lot of money for that. It's less pain. For example, if you helped cure my back problems that kept me bedridden all day and that allowed me to spend more time outside with my kids doing sports, going outside, I'll pay a lot of money for that. The second is better relationships. Look at the dating industry, for example. It's absolutely massive. You got Tinder, you got all these dating coaches. Look at how Andrew Tate blew up because of all of his targeting towards incels, basically. And next, you have more beauty. So more beauty, again, look at the plastic surgery industry, or look at the beauty industry as a whole, right? It's targeted to every single woman on the planet, and it makes a killing. So all of these things together, if you can angle your offer to help achieve one of these end results, you've got yourself something you can sell high ticket for. Now, let me show you some examples. For example, for the more money, I said it again twice. For the more money one, you can say, I help online coaches, ICP, close 3 to 5 high ticket clients a month, dream outcome, using a simple, non-pushy sales process, unique mechanism. Less pain. I help busy founders systemize their week so they save 10 hours and eliminate overwhelm, dream outcome in 30 days. I help introverted men, ICP, become confident communicators, dream outcome, and attract high quality relationships, dream outcome number 2, in 10 weeks time frame. And then the last one, more beauty. I help new moms lose baby weight and rebuild core strength in 16 weeks without spending hours in the gym. All these things given to the right person, which is stated in the offer, would close for a lot of money because they bring about these end outcomes. So you want to make sure that yours falls into the same boat. And if you're unsure about how to write it, just copy and paste these into ChatGPT and help it, or let it help you write out your offer. That's the best way that I've found. Now, before we get into how to market your offer, you're probably asking right now, like, but Matt, what do I actually sell? Lol. So you have your offer, but it's just a sentence. What exactly is it? How do you deliver it? So I'm going to answer that question right now. Once you have a clear offer and value prop, the way you fulfill it is by creating offer deliverables that help bring about the end result that is promised in your offer. That was a mouthful, but let me walk you through exactly what it means. So every offer has a set of deliverables inside of it that will help bring about the end result. So when I was reading Alex Hormozi's $100 million offers book, this came to me because he had a activity where he told everybody to put aside the how of how they would deliver something. Let's say, for example, anything was viable, to write down everything you could do to help a client achieve the end result that you promised. So in the book, he talked about weight loss, right? Fitness. And he went ahead and wrote down a bunch of strategies that he could implement for his clients. For example, he could write down a checklist of what to buy and what not to buy to help somebody's diet. But on the other hand, he could also go ahead and buy everything for the client, go to their house, and then cook the meal for them so that the client doesn't have to do anything except for eat. So obviously, he couldn't do that for every single client because it was not scalable. But the goal of that exercise over here was to write down every single bit or strategy that could be implemented to help somebody, and then pick the ones that you could actually deliver and turn them into your offer deliverables. So what you want to do here is find the low effort, high impact deliverables from that list, which will form your offer deliverables. For example, what I've done over here for my offer is I help people build and launch a 15K per month online consulting business in less than 6 months. Is I wrote down every single one of my customers or potential customers' pain points. Then I just wrote a solution on the side. And I categorized whether it was a do-it-yourself solution, a done-with-you solution, or a done-for-you solution. And basically, what I did after writing down the solution for my ICP's problems is I just added it onto my offer. This is what I actually deliver with the people that I work with. And oh, let's ignore that. This is what I work. This is what I deliver with the people that I work with, and I know it's going to get them towards their end result because it solves a deep problem and pain point that they have. So these lie below my offer tagline, which is the 15K per month online consulting business. And the way I get them towards their end result, or the end result of that offer, is using my solutions or deliverables. And that is how you create an offer that will actually work, and that's how you know what you actually sell. So by now, I just want to zoom out a bit. You should already know how to create a offer based on a high value skill and know how to frame it, and also know what's included in it that will make it work. That is 50% of the work that you've done right there, and that takes less than a day. So I'm going to move on to the third and final bit right now, which is how to start marketing your offer. This is the fun part. When you're marketing your offer, you want to create an ideal client persona. This is the most important thing for any business. I can promise you, every business ranging from a small-time consultancy all the way to Apple has a very, very clear defined ICP. Ali Abdaal, who's a famous YouTuber that I look up to, has a 20-page ICP doc which has every single detail of their primary concerns, their dreams and aspirations, what keeps them up at night, their limiting beliefs, and where they hang out, and also their top 10 specific problems. This is a basic template that you can use where the more detail you fill this up with, the more you're going to be able to be targeted and accurate with your marketing and your sales. And the more specific your ICP information is, the more you're going to be able to reach out straight to them and beat your other competitors. This is why it's so important to target one specific person. And for example, if you're selling education, an ICP that you can have is an old version of yourself. Because if you had to speak to an older version of yourself to get to where you are today, you know exactly what to tell them because you've lived that. And it's the same thing across any business when you're selling a transformation, is that you want to speak to somebody who you know you can solve their problem. And then you want to dig into every single one of their pain points so that you could call them out in your marketing. For example, we have Tate over here. Like, the reason why Tate made so much money is because she was able to target a very specific type of person. This was the lonely male who was frustrated with the world and wanted to find a way out from the matrix. And he was so targeted in his marketing that he made millions of dollars with info sales. Because at the end of the day, Tate is just a course seller. He's no different than everybody else, but he managed to have godlike status because of how well he sold and well he marketed to his audience. So once you have your ICP, what do? The way you use your ICP is simple, is that when you create content, every unit of content should fulfill two very simple functions. Number one, solve one ICP pain point. And number two, bring your ICP closer to their dream state. Using my example of Tate, that's exactly what he did. She called out every single one of his ICP's pain points and then framed being a man, being masculine, and then his Hustlers University as the solution to that pain point and the solution to bring them towards their dream state. There's a few ways you can share value and achieve this outcome. Number one is by educating and sharing value, like I'm doing right now. Number two, it is storytelling, like I've done a bit as well, where you tell a story about how you overcame a specific problem and give value through that. And number three, showing visually that you've achieved that desired end state. Again, how Tate blew up. Think mansions, think Bugatti, think flying private jets all the way around. That in itself is proof that he's achieved what he's done and therefore what his offer could potentially do for you as well. And then once you have all of that, you just want to pick different formats to deliver your units of content. For example, over here, I have carousels. Over here, I have a storytelling post. Over here, I have me holding the camera to my face and just sharing value on how I solved a problem. And all of these things together, once you have your ICP, once you know how to share the value towards that ICP, and once you pick your format, is going to be the core of your marketing engine. You just want to post every single day. And I promise you that if you post every single day to a very hyper-specific persona, and you promote a offer that will solve a key problem that persona has, and you have good formats of content, you're going to start attracting this person. All right. You're going to start attracting them to your social ecosystems and they're going to start interacting with you. And that's how you generate clients for your online offer.